My beloved child, you must listen carefully, for an invisible boundary has just been drawn between what you have known and what you are about to step into. For a long time, you have sensed a subtle trembling in your spirit as though something has been shifting, gathering, preparing to break open into a new season. And today, I affirm this truth: you are standing at the threshold of a great test, yet also before a glorious doorway that leads you into the next stage of your destiny. You are not imagining it. In these recent days, as the new moon first appeared, a movement took place in the spiritual realms, something the natural eye cannot perceive. Like deep currents shifting beneath the ocean floor, this spiritual displacement has touched your life, unsettling what once seemed immovable, and reshaping the trajectories you thought would remain unchanged. Whatever shifts in the spiritual realm always seeks to manifest in the physical, and you will soon begin to feel it in very tangible ways. First, I want you to prepare your heart for this truth. The familiar things around you will no longer remain as they are. Some of the people you once tried to hold on to, those you clung to, those you regarded as pillars, will begin to drift away, not because they are bad, not because you did anything wrong, but because their time in your journey has ended. You will find yourself unable to connect with certain individuals you once considered close. This change is not a loss, it is heaven repositioning you. Some people are given only for a portion of your path, not for the entire journey. My child, I also want you to understand that the situations which once drew you in, those that consumed your emotions, stirred your battles, broke your heart, or stirred hope only to bring disappointment, will suddenly lose their grip on you. Old worries will fall away like the final leaves of autumn. Thoughts that once kept you awake at night will no longer disturb your peace. Fears that once bound you will begin to lose their power, not because you have become indifferent, but because you have grown beyond who you were. You are shedding an old spiritual garment, and what once fit you now feels restrictive. Watch closely, and you will notice this too. Even places that used to feel familiar will start to feel foreign. There will be rooms where you no longer sense safety the way you once did. Spaces that once brought you joy will now drain you. Environments that once invigorated you will suddenly feel tight, heavy, or stifling. This is not a warning of danger. It is a sign that your presence no longer belongs there. I myself am nudging you out of spaces you have stayed in for far too long. My beloved child, I am not allowing these things to happen to confuse or frighten you. On the contrary, I am preparing new ground for you to sow into, new skies for you to stretch beneath. Every shift has purpose. Nothing is happening by coincidence. You are one whom I have placed within the flow of a destiny far greater than yourself. And sometimes, to step into that current, you must release what once seemed important. There is something I need you to remember. The challenge that is coming is not a punishment. It is an unlocking. I am not leading you into anything to frighten you. I am leading you into something wider, deeper, holier. But before you can step into it, I need you to let go of what no longer belongs to you. Old skins cannot be carried into a new season. Old relationships cannot pass through the next doorway. Old fears cannot rule in the new space I am opening for you. You will feel this challenge in many forms: through the silence of someone who once spoke to you often, through disappointments that seem sudden, through plans that unravel without warning, through doors that close just when you thought you were about to enter. But do not grieve too quickly. Do not blame yourself. You are not being abandoned, you are being redirected. My child, I want you to remember that every movement in the heavens brings an effect upon the earth. When I stir the spiritual realms, the very first thing that begins to shake is the inner world within you. Your peace, your sensitivity, your spiritual discernment, all of these begin to receive new signals. That is why you have felt different lately. You no longer desire what once made sense. You no longer feel drawn to what once satisfied you. You find yourself questioning things you never doubted before. All of this is happening because I am making your soul sensitive to a new season. You may not realize it, but throughout these past months, I have been preparing you, little by little. I made you weary of things that do not belong to you. I made you feel misplaced in places where your time had expired. I let disappointment confront you in the places where you set your hopes in the wrong direction. I let you feel restless toward things that are no longer part of my design for your life. This is not punishment. This is my gentle invitation. It is time to move forward. Beloved, the trials that are approaching are not merely coming to test you, they are coming to reveal you. Just as gold shines brighter only after passing through fire, you too will emerge from this season with a new stability, a new sharpness, and an inner strength you never knew was there. My intention is not to make you afraid, but to make you mature, not to confuse you, but to help you see what you have never seen, not to make you feel alone, but to help you recognize who truly belongs to your journey. You will soon see a clear separation who is meant to walk with you, and who is only passing through, what is allowed to stay, and what must leave. Every loss will open the door to a new grace. Every redirection will lead you to an opportunity I prepared long before you knew you needed it. You did not stumble into this trial by accident. You were led into it, and I will lead you through it. Stay calm. Take each step carefully. Let your heart soften before me instead of panicking before your circumstances. Do not cling to what I am untying. Do not hold on to relationships I have already closed. Do not try to step into spaces where I no longer want you to remain. Do not question your worth just because a door has shut. You were made for things far greater than that. In the days ahead, when the trial touches you, you will remember my words today. You will know that nothing is a surprise to me. You will see that I am walking with you, step by step, even when you do not yet understand what is happening. And when everything settles, you will recognize this. Clearly, this is one of the most significant moments of your life, a spiritual milestone where you step out from the shadow of an old day and into the light of a new one. My beloved child, there are moments in the spiritual journey that cannot be explained with ordinary language. These are moments when space and time seem to open a narrow window, allowing light from the eternal realm to shine directly into a temporary life. You are standing precisely in such a moment now. A season of transition has begun, and what you are experiencing is not senseless chaos, but my intentional liberation. I am loosening the chains you have carried for far too long, the burdens you became so familiar with that you began to think they were part of who you are. You learned to live with things that were never yours to carry, and I am bringing you back to the pure and original design I created for your soul from the beginning. For you to step fully into what I have prepared, you must learn to let go. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is the evidence of trust. Letting go is not loss. It is making room in your heart so that I may place something more beautiful, more valuable, and more fitting to the destiny you are moving toward. You have held on to many things simply because they were familiar, safe, or made you feel less alone. But time cannot turn what is wrong into what is right, and what was good for an old season may now be standing in the way of a new one. What you thought were supports have only been shadows blocking the light. The people you believed would walk with you forever may be the very ones who gradually step out of your life, for they are no longer aligned with the journey ahead. The recent new moon was not merely a natural occurrence, it was a signal of transformation in the spiritual realm. A rare doorway opened, one that only souls prepared and willing can step through. The spiritual atmosphere has been trembling beneath the layer of visible reality, and what you are sensing is not an illusion. It is the movement of something truly shifting. I am using the changes in the heavens to realign the direction of your life. Every subtle motion in the sky mirrors a deep restructuring taking place within you. The restlessness you feel, the unease that lingers, The sense that something is drawing near, even though you cannot yet name it. These are the echoes of the sacred change that is approaching. I want you to understand that letting go at this moment carries a meaning unlike before. It is not simply releasing what no longer fits, but an act of trusting me more than you trust your own understanding. You have fought for too long. You have run too hard. And you have tried to hold on to things I never intended to leave in your hands. Every time you cling to what I am removing, you lengthen your own journey. Every time you resist change, you unknowingly lock yourself inside the very rooms I have already opened the doors for you to leave. Do not exhaust your soul any further. My beloved, what I desire from you now is not more striving, but surrender. My child, I see your fear. You fear releasing your grip because you do not yet see what will come in its place. You are afraid that if you open your hands, you will lose the little stability you feel you still have. You fear being abandoned. Fear becoming lost amid unpredictable shifts. But I tell you this, the emptiness you dread is the very space I am preparing to fill with new blessings. Without empty space, how can I place into your hands opportunities far beyond what you can imagine without departure? How can you encounter what is meant to arrive without endings? How can a new chapter begin? You cannot see what I see. You see fragments of the present, but I hold the complete picture of your future. You see a door closing, while I see countless doors opening behind the veil of time. You focus on what is lost, while I am focusing on what is being multiplied. You see a dead end, but I am preparing a pathway through the very place you once thought was impossible. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." My child, I am not only renewing the things around you, I am renewing you. Do not resist this movement anymore. You cannot overcome the flow of destiny I have inscribed upon your life. Resistance only makes you weary, confused, and misaligned. But when you surrender, when you move in harmony with this divine shift, you will find everything becoming lighter. I am not pushing you into change to frighten you. I am guiding you into change to free you. I am not allowing relationships to fall away, to leave you lonely. I am removing what hinders you from meeting what is aligned. I am not closing doors to punish you. I close them to protect you from paths that would lead you astray. Trust me, nothing in your life passes through without first being filtered through my compassionate hands. Everything that falls away is part of my loving plan. Everything removed is replaced with something greater. Every link that breaks opens a freedom you never knew you needed. You will see my orchestration more clearly when you stop clinging to what no longer belongs to your journey. You will feel a gentle ease spreading into your heart when you truly surrender. And you will rest in peace when you understand that I have never left you, not even in the moments you believed you were most alone. Let this truth be engraved in you. Your challenge in this season is not to do more, but to release more. Not to hold tighter, but to open your hands. Not to run ahead, but to stand still and trust. For when you stop striving, you will notice that I am still working in the places you cannot see. When you let go, you will discover that I am placing into your hands things higher than what you asked for, more beautiful than what you hoped for, and more timely than what you thought possible. My beloved child, this release is not a test, it is a gift. It is an invitation into something greater. It is the sign that heaven has shifted and that you are stepping into an entirely new phase of your spiritual journey. If you dare to trust, if you surrender, if you believe my word, you will not only live differently, you will become someone different. A version of yourself so radiant and transformed that even you will marvel when you look back. I am here. I go before you. I walk beside you. I stand behind you to uphold you. Not for a single moment have I allowed you to walk alone in this intense season of transformation. Walk by faith, not by your limited sight. Release things with trust, not with fear. Allow me to do my part, and you will witness wonders unfolding within your very own life. My beloved child, in the moments you are passing through, there will be things that make your heart tremble. There will be mornings when you open your eyes and wonder whether you have enough strength to take even one more step. There will be nights when the lights fade and only the sound of your own sighs echo through the room, leaving you to ask yourself, can I really keep going? Am I truly heading in the right direction? Am I strong enough to overcome what lies ahead? These are the moments when you feel pushed into a land both unfamiliar and intimidating, where everything once familiar feels distant, and all that once seemed certain suddenly becomes fragile like dust. But, my child, I want you to know that it is in those very moments that heaven draws nearer to you than ever before. The whispers of fear are not the truth. The cloud of doubt that falls upon you is not your true nature. They are merely echoes of old things trying to pull you back while I am leading you forward into what is new. The questions you ask yourself, the confusion that keeps you awake, the worries that tighten your chest, none of these are signs of failure. They are signs that you are stepping into transformation. There are paths that only those who are truly called must walk through, and you are on such a path. I know there are moments when the weight on your shoulders feels unbearable. I know there are times when you think you cannot continue, that you have reached the end of your strength. I hear your heart every time you whisper, I am tired. I am afraid. I don't know how much longer I can endure. But my child, don't look at what you are experiencing as torment. See it instead as evidence of refinement. For the fire you are passing through is not a fire meant to destroy. It is a fire meant to purify. I do not allow the flames to consume you. I allow them to cleanse you. Just as gold is refined by fire to remove impurities, just as silver must be heated to reveal its brilliance, so your soul is being guided through a similar process. This fire will burn away doubt, strip off layers of weakness, and leave within you a steadfastness no storm of life will be able to shake. You will not remain who you were yesterday. You will emerge from this fire with deeper eyes, a stronger heart, and a spirit fortified by my power. Do not think, my child, that I lead you through the fire to punish you. On the contrary, I am granting you privilege. Not everyone is chosen to pass through the spiritual fire. This fire is a sign that you are part of a greater plan, a deeper destiny, a calling that only those I set apart can carry. I need you to be resilient. I need you to be sharp. I need you to be transparent and strong like a vessel through which the light of heaven can shine. And only the fire can craft such endurance within you. I know fear feels real. I know the trembling you experience is not pretend. But remember, this fear is not the final voice. Fear is the voice of the flesh, of painful memories, of old failures. But my voice, steady and gentle within you, always speaks the opposite. I tell you that you are able, for my strength is made perfect in your weakness. I tell you that you are not on the wrong path, for I myself set your feet upon this road. I tell you that you are not alone, for every second of every moment I walk beside you. Even when you cannot feel me, do not look at the fire and assume it will swallow you. Look at it through the eyes of a metal worker. It is the place where something precious is formed. You are not being destroyed, you are being shaped. You are not being diminished, you are being increased. You are not being weakened, you are being strengthened. You are not being cast out, you are being prepared for something greater. Doubt will try to cloud your vision and keep you from seeing your true worth or understanding the purpose of the path you walk. But remember that doubt does not come from me. I do not sow confusion. I do not lead through shadows. I do not speak through disorder. I speak through light. I guide through peace. I strengthen through love. I uphold through kindness. If a voice brings you into uncertainty, know that it is not mine. My child, you are being prepared to carry the light I have appointed for your life. This light is not a small or ordinary light. It is a light that can pierce darkness, awaken other hearts, and open doors you could never open by your own strength. But to carry such a light, you must be strong enough not to collapse under its weight. You must be resilient enough not to shatter under pressure. You must be pure enough for the light to flow through you without being obstructed. This is why I lead you into the refining fire, so that you may become the vessel heaven can trust to carry what I am giving you. 1 Peter 1:7 says, "The testing of your faith is more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire." This is exactly what I am doing within your soul. It is not that I desire your pain, it is that I desire your growth. It is not that I want you to become weaker, it is that I want you to become stronger than anything that has ever caused you to fall. My beloved child, in the days to come you may feel as though you are walking through a narrow corridor with flames burning on both sides. But do not fear. Do not fix your eyes on the fire, fix your eyes on me. I am not leaving you in the fire. I am standing right there in the midst of it with you, just as I was with Daniel's 3 friends in the furnace long ago. I am also with you today. Not a single flame can reach you when I am the one who stands as your shield. Not a single wave of heat can drain your strength when my strength is being poured into your soul. Not a single trial can defeat you when my hand is the one holding you steady. You will emerge from this season entirely transformed. Your eyes will carry greater depth. Your heart will be softer yet stronger than before. Your voice will hold the weight of spiritual experience. Your very presence will radiate a peace that others can sense, even when you say nothing at all. You will carry a quiet but sharp authority, an authority that only those who have walked through my furnace can bear. My beloved child, on every spiritual journey, no one grows alone. I have woven your life with purposeful connections. No one enters your life by accident. Every soul you encounter, even for a brief moment, carries a role I have appointed. And in this season of your life, the presence of others will be more significant than ever. I am bringing to you people who do not simply pass by, but people chosen to reflect the deepest parts within you. There are those who will come to support you. They do not come to fill a void, but to remind you that you are not alone. They will appear at the exact moments when you are weary, when your soul wants to give up, when you question whether anyone truly sees your worth. These individuals are my confirmation that you are still on the right path, that you are still loved, and that your quiet efforts have not been meaningless. Through them, you will see my kindness. Through them, you will rediscover the warmth you thought you had lost. I have placed within them words of encouragement you have never heard from anyone else, so that your heart may be restored. But there will also be others who enter not in gentle ways. They do not come to uplift, but to challenge. Not to comfort, but to expose the dark corners you have buried for a long time. Their presence may make you uncomfortable, or angry, or wounded, but do not assume these people are threats. In truth, they are mirrors. I place before you mirrors that reveal the fears you have not faced, the wounds you have not healed, the limitations you have not overcome. Without them, you would never know that those parts of you still exist. My child, I do not send them to hurt you. I send them to strengthen you. As long as fear remains within you, I will allow you to meet those who bring that fear to the surface, so that you do not enter your future carrying invisible burdens. As long as there are places in you that have not matured, I will orchestrate circumstances and people who reveal those very places, giving you the opportunity to change. This is not punishment, this is preparation. I am preparing you not merely to survive, but to stand firm, not merely to endure, but to overcome. There will be people who make you examine yourself, how you love, how you respond, how you trust me, and how you perceive your own worth. A single word from them may unsettle your heart. A single action may touch an old wound. But instead of running from these moments, I want you to look deeper. Are you reacting to them? Or are you reacting to an unhealed wound within yourself? Are you angry because of what they said? Or because their words touched the very place you have been afraid to confront? Such moments are doors leading you into a deeper healing that I long to accomplish in your soul. And you must also know that I can use even those who dislike you, even those who intentionally oppose you. I do not need perfect people to fulfill my purposes. Even those with harmful intentions can become tools for your good. They may irritate you, wound you, or cause you to question yourself. But know this, they are not outside my control. I even allow their presence to awaken what I desire to refine, to change, to cut away. Romans 8:28 says, "All things work together for good to those who love God." This means not only what is pleasant, but what is uncomfortable, painful, and challenging. All of it is woven by my hands into something that will benefit your soul. When someone comes into your life to support you, be grateful. When someone comes to challenge you, learn from them. When someone stirs discomfort within you, look deeply into your own heart. When someone exposes the parts you wish to hide, understand that it is my invitation for you to grow. And when someone stands against you, do not be afraid. For even in that opposition, I am still at work. I have never brought anyone into your life without purpose. Some people will stay for a long time, some for only a season, and some will pass by in just a few brief moments. Yet every single one carries a lesson, a purpose, a role. All you need is discernment. Discernment enables you to open your heart to those I send to uplift you, while also protecting you from being wounded by those I send to refine you. It helps you see others not through fear or suspicion, but through spiritual wisdom. When you learn to see people through the eyes with which I see them, eyes of understanding, mercy, and insight, your soul will become lighter. You will no longer react out of pain, but out of peace. You will no longer grow angry at a single word, but recognize that I am using that very word to sharpen something within you. You will no longer view the one who opposes you as an enemy, but as a catalyst for your growth. My child, welcome every person in this season with humility and awareness. Allow me to use them to unlock the inner doors you have never dared to touch. Allow me to use them to lead you into a depth you did not know you were capable of entering. And trust that in every interaction, whether gentle or uncomfortable, I am working silently yet powerfully. You will never know everything I am doing in your life, but this you can be certain of: not a single relationship, not a single encounter, not a single moment is wasted. I am using everything and everyone to prepare you for what is ahead. Do not fear people. Do not fear lessons. Do not fear the reflections that show you the parts of yourself still being refined. Every one of them is a tool I am using to shape you into greater wholeness. My beloved child, the days ahead will not pass like the days you have lived before. A quiet yet powerful movement is awakening within your spirit and within your mind. You will begin to notice your thoughts shifting, your perception changing, and your awareness expanding in ways you once did not know you could experience. The flashes of insight in your mind, the sudden moments of understanding, the ideas appearing when you are not even trying to think, none of these are coincidences. They are signs that the presence of my spirit is moving more powerfully within you. You will find yourself asking, why am I thinking about this? Why did a simple sentence make my heart light up? How can an ordinary idea make my spirit feel peaceful and guide me forward? And I say to you, it is I who am speaking to you. Not through thunder, not through loud noise, but through the most delicate whispers. The Holy Spirit does not always come as a mighty wind. Sometimes he comes as a gentle breeze, just strong enough to move your heart. Sometimes he does not speak in words. He speaks through sudden clarity, through unexpected peace, through a sense of knowing that surpasses your understanding. I am awakening within you a new spiritual capacity, the ability to perceive what is not yet obvious, the ability to hear my voice among countless noises, the ability to distinguish truth from deception. The sharpness of your spirit will grow not because you strive for it, but because I am deepening the spiritual chamber within you. You will realize that you no longer make decisions according to old patterns. Things that once caused hesitation will become clear. Things you once overlooked will become essential. Small details you used to ignore will suddenly become the clues that open an entirely new direction. My child, I want you to learn something essential. Never underestimate the small nudges. A thought that flashes across your mind for only a few seconds may be the very plan I am planting into your soul. A gentle pull in your spirit may be the invitation to step into a turning point in your destiny. An intuition you assume to be random may be the spark that opens the door, leading you to the greatest unfolding of your life. Do not assume that these quiet revelations are merely reactions of the mind. They are the heartbeat of my spirit within you. There will be ideas that come too quickly for you to analyze, and there will be urgings so subtle that you might assume you imagined them. But I tell you this, pay attention to them. Notice them. Write them down. For at times, within a small whisper, I hide the blueprint for an entire season of breakthrough. A simple train of thought can open the door to abundance. A momentary clarity can shield you from a wrong decision. A slight uneasiness can rescue you from a trap set by the enemy. And a deep, inexplicable peace, appearing without any visible reason, will be the sign that I am guiding you on the right path. My child, in the days ahead, your discernment will become sharper. You will sense with clarity what is real and what is false, what comes from me and what comes from fear, what leads to life and what drains your strength. You will begin to understand something you once struggled to believe. I have always been speaking to you. But now you are learning how to hear. You are no longer hearing with your ears alone, but with your heart. You are no longer seeing with your eyes alone, but with your spirit. You are no longer judging situations through pure logic, but through the supernatural guidance I am stirring within you. And you will discover that my voice is never confusing. My voice is always accompanied by peace. Even when I lead you into something greater, something that requires you to step beyond your comfort zone, you will feel a rest deep within that cannot be explained. Do not ignore that rest. Do not doubt it. Do not confuse it with lifeless silence. Peace that flows from me is the strongest confirmation that you are standing on the ground I have prepared for you. John 1:6-13 says, "When the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all truth." This is exactly what I am doing for you. He does not simply explain, He guides. He does not merely remind, He opens the way. He does not only nudge, He trains you to discern so that you do not fall into the enemy's snares. And He does not only give you understanding, He plants within you revelations that will shape your entire future. My beloved child, do not think that the clarity rising in your mind is something ordinary. It is a sign that I am lifting you to a higher place. When I prepare someone for a greater season, I always open their heart first, then their mind, and finally their path. You are now in the second phase. I am opening your mind. I am enlarging it, deepening it, sharpening it. You will begin to see what others do not see. You will begin to sense danger before it arrives. You will recognize opportunity before anyone else understands it. I am opening for you spiritual eyes that only those who are chosen may carry. Therefore, when your intuition suddenly strengthens, do not doubt, respond. When an unusual stirring rises within you, do not ignore it, seek me. When you hear a gentle whisper in your heart, do not brush it aside, pause and listen. When an idea lights up in your mind, do not dismiss it, treasure it. For in these sparks, I am laying the foundation for your future. Believe this, the inner voice you hear when it carries peace, clarity, and gentle direction is my voice echoing through the chambers of your heart. You no longer need to lead yourself. You are being led by the one who knows every road ahead, who sees every trap before it forms, and who prepares every blessing before you step into it. My beloved child, when a new season opens in the spiritual realm, the body and the mind cannot remain still. You will begin to feel changes that seem invisible, yet are profoundly real. A sudden fatigue, an unexplainable heaviness, a moment of dizziness, or a vague sense of imbalance without a clear reason. I want you to know that these sensations are not signs of weakness. They are signs that the deep layers within your soul are trembling in rhythm with the movement of heaven. The movement of the Spirit never happens in only one dimension. When I realign your soul, your body crafted by my wisdom also responds. The body is not the enemy of the Spirit, it is its companion, the temple into which I breathe my very breath. That is why, when something new is rising within your soul, your body may feel as if a gentle current is flowing through it, like a quiet breeze weaving its way through every cell. You may not understand it, but your soul knows well something is being opened. There are days when you wake up more tired than usual, without doing anything strenuous. There are moments when you walk through a crowd and suddenly feel as though everything grows dim, as if your mind is shifting from one layer to another. There are times when you feel a tightness in your chest, shortness of breath, or a sudden flash of pain that disappears as quickly as it came. My child, do not be afraid. This is not a sign of danger, it is a sign of renewal. I am dismantling old patterns, breaking unseen restraints, and awakening spiritual capacities you have long carried but did not recognize. I want you to understand this. Your body is the vessel that holds the sacred light I placed within you. Every cell in you has the ability to respond to my movement. So when I activate a season of new revelation, that energy touches your physical being. It may make you feel weary because you are shedding old layers. It may make you feel dizzy because your soul is expanding into depths it has never reached before. It may feel strange because you are stepping out of familiar territory into new ground. Do not dismiss what your body is trying to tell you. The body is not merely flesh, it is the echo of the soul, the place where spiritual transitions manifest most clearly. Listen to it as you would listen to my voice. When it is tired, let it rest. When it is thirsty, give it water. When it longs for stillness, step away from the noise and allow your heart to settle. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. This is reverence toward the temple I entrusted to you from the very beginning. In this season, I want you to care for yourself with holy attentiveness. Do not nourish only the body with food, nourish your soul with my word. Do not soothe only the thirst of the flesh, soothe the thirst of your spirit through prayer and quietness before me. Do not rest only through sleep, rest by releasing the burdens you were never designed to carry alone. Your body, mind, and spirit must walk in harmony, for only in that unity can you withstand what is coming and step into the blessing I have prepared. My child, you often think that fatigue is a sign you are on the wrong path, but I tell you sometimes fatigue is proof that you are exactly where you should be. When the soul expands its capacity, the body needs time to adjust. It needs rest to prepare to carry more light, more revelation, and greater spiritual weight. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself as I am kind to you. Treat your body as a sacred gift, for truly it is. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, "Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? Reflect deeply on this. A temple is not a place to be neglected, it is a place to be tended, preserved, and honored. You cannot disregard your body and still expect to walk into the glory I have prepared. The more you care for it, the more clearly you will hear my voice within your spirit. The temporary disorientation you feel is not a sign of being lost. It is like stepping out of a dim room into a space filled with bright light. Your eyes simply need time to adjust. Your mind is the same way. When I open a greater light over you, your mind will need seconds, days, sometimes weeks to recalibrate. Do not scold yourself for not adjusting immediately. Do not assume you are weak. Do not assume you are incapable. Transformation takes time, and I am patient with you. Those brief pains you feel are not meant to frighten you. They are blockages of old energy being released. When you were wounded in the past, those experiences did not imprint themselves only onto your mind. They left traces within your body. Now, as I cleanse those memories and free the energies that have been trapped for so long, your body responds. This is release, not threat. My child, the heavenly energy within you is being activated more powerfully than ever before. I am enlarging your inner capacity to receive revelation, guidance, and spiritual ascension. You will find yourself becoming more sensitive to the sacred, deeper in your reflections, and sharper in your discernment. Do not be alarmed when you feel yourself changing day by day, for that is exactly my intention. You were never called to live an ordinary life. You were called to become a bearer of light in the midst of darkness. And in this unprecedented season of unveiling, I need your body strong enough to support your soul. I need your mind still enough to recognize my voice. I need your spirit steady enough not to be shaken by what you do not yet understand. My beloved child, do not fear the sensations rising within you. See them as reminders that I am at work inside you, not to break you, but to rebirth you, not to exhaust you, but to usher you into new strength, not to wound you, but to free you from what has held you captive for far too long. Walk through this season with trust, with a tender heart, and with reverence for the temple I have fashioned. Soon you will look back and realize that every vibration, every fatigue, every passing ache was a sign that something miraculous was drawing near. My beloved child, in the days you are entering, there is something vitally important I want you to hear with your entire spirit. I am inviting you into a deeper life of prayer. Not hurried prayer, not words offered simply to fulfill a sense of duty, but prayer that sinks into your marrow, prayer that opens the doorway between your heart and the heavens, where you and I commune in a language beyond words. The world around you is moving restlessly. The spiritual realms are resounding with vibrations stronger than ever before. This movement has thinned the veil between the earthly and my kingdom. And in this very moment, I am drawing you closer so you may hear my voice with greater clarity. You will notice that every time you pause and enter into stillness, a strange illumination arises not from logical reasoning, but from the depths where my spirit whispers. Questions that once confused you suddenly become clear. Choices that once felt tangled separate into two distinct paths. Burdens that seemed to weigh on your shoulders for years become light simply because you stepped into the place where I dwell. Prayer is not merely something you do. Prayer is the place where you kneel and enter the land where I have been waiting for you all along. My child, I never call you into stillness unless that stillness contains what you need. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is where my voice speaks the loudest. Stillness is the space where all the noise of the world fades, so my voice can resound without interference. Let your heart become an altar, not one made of stone or wood, but an altar made of sincerity, longing, and openness. Upon that altar, I will pour peace, direction, and new strength. One whisper from you can move all of heaven. For I do not listen with ears, I listen with love. I do not only hear the words you speak, I hear the words you cannot say. I hear the sighs you hide, I understand the tears you quickly wipe away before anyone notices. I know the unspoken worries, the questions you hold because you fear you might trouble me. To me, even a small Lord from your lips carries the weight of a full prayer. I am near to you, closer than the beat of your heart, closer than the breath you draw each morning. As you step into the coming days, you will face choices requiring a level of discernment that only deep prayer can bring. Not every open door is mine, and not every closed door is rejection. Some decisions will become clear at first glance. Others will require you to wait for my daily illumination. Certain choices will confront you with yourself, your patience, your faith, and even parts of your heart you have not wanted to face. You may feel stretched, challenged, or pulled away from your comfort zone. But remember this: the challenge is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to mature you. Do not be in a hurry. Haste will blur my voice. You were not created to rush headlong into situations driven by fleeting emotions, nor were you designed to chase every piece of human advice, no matter how well-intentioned it may be. The only voice capable of leading you to the right shore is mine, and that voice becomes clear only when you are willing to be still. Come to me, not as someone seeking solutions, but as a child seeking the embrace of a father. When you come to me, every fog lifts, every dim path becomes illuminated, and every crooked way is made straight. You may ask, how do I know which voice is yours, my child? My voice is always accompanied by peace. Peace is not a momentary feeling of comfort. It is a steady calm within you, even when storms rage around you. My voice does not bring confusion, does not create unnatural pressure, does not stir fear, and does not make you feel as though you must strive to be worthy. My voice is gentle yet powerful. It is simple yet profoundly deep. It is quiet yet carries a weight that can alter the entire course of your life. Learn to distinguish my leading from the echoes of worry. Worry is urgent. I am patient. Fear pushes. I invite. Doubt paralyzes. I lift you up. Insecurity diminishes you. I remind you of the value I placed within you. Discernment is the key that opens the door to destiny. And discernment comes only to hearts that know how to pause, how to listen, and how to wait. Psalm 4:6-10 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." In a world that never stops shouting, stillness becomes an act of faith. When you are still, you are telling me, I trust that you are working even when I see nothing. When you listen, you declare, I choose your voice over the voice of fear. And when you wait, you testify, your timing is better than mine. My beloved child, I do not want you to step into your new season with earthly eyes alone. I want you to step in with spiritual sight awakened, spiritual hearing sharpened, and a spiritual heart softened. You are about to face decisions that may alter the direction of your life choices concerning your work, relationships, where you live, your calling, and even unexpected turning points you never imagined you would encounter. Some choices may excite you, others may intimidate you. But every choice I place before you carries an invitation to draw deeper into my will. When you do not know what to do, pray. When you feel confused, be still. When you feel stretched, come to me. I will not let you grope in the dark. I will illumine your path. But that light does not come through rushing. It comes through patience. You must learn to wait for what I reveal, rather than chase what your eyes are drawn to. You must learn to move by faith rather than react by instinct. My beloved, I am drawing you closer, closer to my heart, closer to my breath, closer to my will. Let prayer become your second breath. Let stillness become your refuge. Let my guidance become the lamp that illuminates your steps in these days when you need discernment more than ever. If you respond to this call with sincerity and longing, you will enter a season where clarity, guidance, and spiritual strength will flow through you like a river that never runs dry. My beloved child, I want you to pause for a moment and look at your life through the eyes of faith, because what I am about to say will expand your vision. You are seeing only one small step ahead, but I see the entire journey. You see only what lies before you, but I see what is hidden behind turns you have yet to take. You see the limitations of the present, but I see the fullness of the future I have prepared. You have asked many times, how can I keep moving when I do not know what will happen? How can I hold on to hope when I still feel lacking? How can I believe that good things will come when all I see is delay and stagnation? But, my child, it is precisely because you cannot see the whole picture that I invite you to trust me. This is trust not built on what your eyes perceive, but on the faithfulness of the one who leads you. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." You do not need to know the entire route. You only need to know me. I am the route. I am the direction. I am the light that guides you step by step, my child. The things you have been waiting for, whether financial provision, emotional healing, or spiritual maturity, will begin to kindle in this very season. They will not arrive in chaos, nor according to the timelines you believe are ideal. They will come according to my rhythm, guided by the wisdom I know is best for you. Some things will arrive in ways you have long anticipated, but others will appear through paths you could never imagine. A gentle word from someone, a doorway that once seemed insignificant, a road you never considered. All of these can become bridges through which I provide for you. Do not be surprised if I fill your hands with blessings far beyond what you expected. You have grown so accustomed to lack that you sometimes believe blessings are reserved for others. You have lived with delays so long that you assume you have been forgotten. You have carried old pains so deeply that you question whether you deserve anything good at all. But my child, I have remembered you in my book since the day before you were born, before you released your first cry, while you were still being formed in your mother's womb. Not a single day has passed without my eyes upon you, and not a single one of your prayers has fallen to the ground in vain. What you need financially will come not merely so you can survive, but so you can step into the freedom I ordained for you. You will see new doors open, bridges formed through new relationships, and opportunities appearing at the precise time you need them, not too early, lest you be unprepared, and not too late, lest you lose hope. I am never late, my child. I arrive at the moment when every blessing can lift you rather than harm you. Emotionally, you will begin to experience healing in ways you did not expect. Some wounds you thought had been sleeping were merely waiting for a gentle touch from me to be healed completely. You will realize that you no longer react the way you used to. The things that once hurt you now echo only faintly. The memories that once made you ache will be purified. The fears that once controlled you will become places where I mark your victory. I will exchange your ashes for a crown, your mourning for the oil of gladness, and a spirit of heaviness for a garment of praise. You will feel lighter without knowing exactly why, because I am slowly lifting the pain out of your heart. In your spiritual life, you will encounter a new brightness. Scriptures that once felt familiar will suddenly deepen. Words of revelation will reach the hidden chambers of your soul. Moments of prayer will no longer feel heavy, but will become your source of joy and strength. You will feel yourself fortified in ways beyond natural understanding. I will impart to you a peace the world cannot give and cannot take away. You will witness breakthroughs in the very places where you have been stuck for years. There are barren patches of your life where nothing has grown for a long time. But I am about to turn those desolate places into fields where life flows freely. You will watch long stagnant situations begin to move slowly at first, then steadily, and then with a force that surprises even you when you look back. Doors you thought were permanently closed will open wide, and walls you believed were unshakable will crumble in a moment. My beloved child, the blessings I am preparing for you are not merely gifts, they are confirmations. Confirmation that you have not walked in the wrong direction. Confirmation that you have been following my voice. Confirmation that every season in which you persevered, cried, stood firm, and refused to give up was not wasted. I bless you not only so you may rejoice, but so you may know that I am with you, guiding every step, and leading you along the path I prepared long before. Remember, this delay is not denial. Silence is not distance. Trials are not signs of abandonment, they are evidence that you are being trained for something greater. When I ask you to wait, it is not because I have forgotten, it is because I am preparing something beyond what you asked for. My child, trust my wisdom more than your observation. Trust my timing more than your preferred schedule. Trust my guidance more than what your eyes can see. For I am leading you through this season, not with storms and turmoil, but with the gentle strength of my hand. You will step into what is new not because you are strong, but because I am strong. Not because you know the way, but because I know it from beginning to end. My beloved child, in these days, when you walk through a vast world yet still carry a quiet restlessness within your heart, I want you to know something profoundly important. Nothing I have placed inside you is meaningless. Every gift, every intuition, every sensitivity, every flash of light that stirs in your spirit is a treasure I have given, not for you to hide away as a private possession, but for you to pour out like living water into the lives of others. Therefore, never underestimate yourself. You are not called merely to exist, you were called to become a river, a comforting hand, a voice that lifts up those who are drowning in the storms of life. Everything I have entrusted to you today in your wisdom, in your soul, in the experiences you have walked through, carries a purpose you may not yet see. But one day you will understand that every gift within you is an opening through which my light passes. Let your heart become soft soil where seeds of hope can take root. Do you know why people come to you? It is not because you hold perfect answers, but because when you are present, they sense the peace I carved into your spirit during the seasons when you once wept in silence. You are able to comfort because you have endured. You are able to lift others because you once fell. You know how to show compassion because your own heart has been torn. I use those very fragments to transform you into a dwelling place of tenderness. And that, too, is part of the purpose I designed for you long ago. My child, in this season, there is something I want you to prepare for, not with anxiety or strain, but with an open heart. Spiritual movements are approaching, like waves, rising silently yet powerfully beneath the ocean floor. You cannot see them fully with your natural eyes, but your soul senses them. There are nights when you wake suddenly without knowing why, moments when you feel as though the atmosphere itself is shifting around you. None of this is accidental. The dreams, the fleeting images, the strange symbols, the visions that flash through your mind, these are not illusions, nor are they simply echoes of your emotions. They are my whispers, my way of rearranging the deep layers of your spirit so that you can be prepared for a new reality. There are things you are about to step into that your natural mind is not yet able to grasp, so I must prepare you through the realm of sleep, where your spirit is more willing, where my voice can enter without being muffled by daily concerns. Do not fear what you see when night falls. Do not panic when dreams feel too real. Do not be confused when these images linger long after you awaken. When I speak to someone through dreams, I am planting fragments of the future, seeds of understanding that will one day reveal themselves in full form. That strange sensation you feel upon waking, as though something has shifted within you, is the moment I touch places you cannot reach on your own. I want you to write them down. Record what you see, even if it seems vague or disjointed. As you write, your mind opens, your awareness becomes aligned, and you allow me to lead you deeper into a wisdom the world cannot offer. There will be things you cannot understand right away, but the day will come when you look back at your notes and exclaim, "You spoke to me long before I noticed." For what you see at night is not merely a dream, it is the sketch of the seasons I am guiding you into. The spiritual realm is not separate from the physical world as many believe. They intertwine and flow into one another like two converging streams. What you perceive in your spirit will manifest in your life. What you sense in intuition will search for a way to reveal itself in your everyday moments. This is why you feel that everything around you is shedding its old skin. You think it is imagination, but in truth you are seeing the world through the eyes I am opening within you. Little by little, pay attention to the small details woven into your everyday life. A spontaneous sentence someone happens to say, a door that opens without you ever seeking it, a stranger who speaks directly to the question lingering in your heart, a coincidence that repeats so often you can no longer call it random. All of these are signals only those who are truly listening can discern. My child, you are stepping into a season where the boundary between what you believe and what you see will draw closer and closer. Many things you once dared only to imagine in the quiet of your heart will begin to take shape in concrete ways. The words I whispered to you in the dark will start echoing in the light of day. You will walk through life like one who has been forewarned, prepared, and trained long before during nights you thought you were simply sleeping. I know there are dreams that stir your spirit. There are images that leave you unsettled, sometimes even afraid you may be imagining too much. But be at peace. When something comes from me, it does not produce long-term confusion. It merely awakens your awareness to something drawing near. You will find a quiet current of peace beneath the surface, even if your emotions fluctuate. When a dream feels too vivid, too real, too heavy to forget, understand that I am placing a reminder within you. Prepare. This preparation is not fear. It is not tension. It is not an anxious attempt to guess what comes next. This preparation is the willingness to open your heart, the readiness to trust, and the courage to move when the moment arrives. I never give you a vision and then abandon you. I give it because you are capable of carrying it. You have the foundation to fulfill it. You possess the maturity I have cultivated over the years so that you may step fully into it. And, my child, do not forget this. The visions I give are never just for you. They are for the lives you will one day touch. When you enter a new season, many others will be pulled forward as well. As the light within you grows, it becomes a lamp for those wandering in darkness. What you see, what you sense, what you record, these will become testimonies that strengthen and lift many souls. There is a word written in Joel 2:8, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Do you see? What you are experiencing is not strange. It is the fulfillment of what I declared long ago. I am doing this in your life, not to make you stand out, but to make you a channel through which life can flow. Receive boldly what I am giving. Let your spirit be touched by a deeper realm. Observe, record, reflect, and keep your heart open. You are not merely dreaming, you are being taught. You are not merely seeing, you are being guided. You are not merely hearing, you are being shaped for the next chapter of the destiny I have assigned to your life. My beloved child, in the vast journey of your days, I see within you a tender soil where seeds of goodness continue to grow. Even though storms have struck again and again, I want to tell you this, First, guard your heart as one who protects a cherished garden. There are toxic winds in this world that will try to slip in and ruin the season you have been patiently cultivating. But you must stay alert and recognize that these winds are not from me. Not every whisper deserves your trust. Not every fleeting thought carries value. And not every shadow has the right to touch the light I have placed within you. There will be moments when fear stalks you like a predator searching for a weak point to strike. At times, envy will disguise itself as troubling questions. Why do others have what I do not? There will be days when despair stands at the doorway of your heart, knocking softly yet persistently, waiting for the moment you are weary enough to let it in. But, my child, these whispers are merely shadows. They have no authority over your direction. They only gain power when you give them more attention than they deserve. Remember, this light does not need to wrestle with darkness to exist. Light simply appears, and darkness dissolves. Likewise, when you stand in my truth, doubt trembles and retreats. When you hold fast to faith, fear loses its footing. When you embrace my love, the hidden arrows of this world become harmless. I want you to focus on what is true, what is worthwhile, what nourishes you. If you do this, your heart will never become a dwelling place for the negativity that tries to cling to you. There are days you think you are weak, when in truth, you are standing in a place so strong that darkness must try harder to pull you down by planting subtle lies in your mind. The more you grow in faith, the more sophisticated the attacks of doubt become. But do not fear. Sophistication does not make them stronger. It only reveals that you are drawing near to the territory I promised you. My child, walk as a warrior of light, not a warrior of force, but of steadfastness. Not a warrior of loud battle cries, but of quiet perseverance. Do not underestimate your small prayers, your unseen acts of kindness, the moments you choose, silence over angry reaction. You think no one notices, I notice. You think no one cares, I care. Every act done with sincere love touches heaven in ways you cannot yet imagine. Many times you have wondered, are my hidden sacrifices truly counted, my child? I count every single one. Heaven misses nothing that is born from love. Your kindness may not echo loudly before people, but before me, it shines brighter than any flame upon the altar. I am working through these seemingly small things, things even you do not realize, carry the power to change someone else's destiny, and ultimately, your own. Do not let anyone deceive you into thinking that what you do is meaningless. On earth, people measure by results. In heaven, I measure by the heart. Every act you carry out with sincerity, no matter how small, becomes a seed of miracles. Today those seeds may remain unseen, but the time will come when they rise with such strength and clarity that even you will stand in awe of what they have become. My child, I am working in your life in ways the natural eye cannot perceive. There are seasons when you believe nothing is changing, yet the roots are growing deeper. There are stretches of time when you feel as though you are standing still, when in truth, I am clearing the path before you through quiet, hidden works unknown to the universe. Do not measure my movement by what your eyes can see. Measure it by the faith that knows I never stand still. Your faith is your shield, not a shield forged from steel or stone, but one shaped by trust, refined through the moments when you choose what is right, even as your emotions beg you to collapse. When you lift that shield, every arrow aimed at you is stopped, not because you are strong, but because I am standing behind you, guarding you in ways no human mind can comprehend. My love is the armor no weapon can pierce. There are things you believed would destroy you, wounds that cut deep, betrayals that shook your foundation, loneliness that lingered longer than you expected, disappointments that repeated themselves until you could no longer count them, but none of these could break you because my love wrapped around you like an untearable garment. Do you know why you are still standing at this very moment? Because my love has not left you, not even for a breath. My child, every tear you have shed has been kept. Not one has fallen to the ground in vain. I store them as jewels, for they speak not only of your pain, but of your faithfulness in the midst of that pain. Psalm 5:6-8 says that God keeps your tears in His bottle. And know this, that word is not a metaphor, but a profound spiritual reality. I do not merely wipe your tears away. I preserve them as evidence that you walked faithfully through a path filled with trials. Every battle you have endured is becoming a staircase leading you closer to the destiny I ordained for you. No sorrow is wasted. No failure is purposeless. No moment of your life is meaningless. When you endure, you mature. When you rise, you gain strength. When you trust me in the thickest darkness, you are laying a foundation that no storm will ever be able to tear down. I am the Creator. I do not write unfinished stories. I did not form you only to abandon you halfway. I do not leave you wandering in questions without answers. I am writing your life with my own hand, every chapter, every line, every pause. Every punctuation mark is intentional and filled with meaning. My beloved child, there are moments when your life feels like an unfinished book, missing chapters, missing direction, missing clarity. But be still. I am writing, and I write not with haste, but with the perfection of the one who holds yesterday, today, and every tomorrow in His hands. Continue walking. Continue believing, continue loving, continue sowing goodness. For everything you do, every prayer you whisper, every hardship you overcome is weaving together the destiny I prepared for you since the beginning. My beloved child, among everything I have taught you, faith, endurance, discernment, sacrifice, and patience, there is still one truth that surpasses all the rest: love. Not the fragile emotion the world casually calls love, but the deep, pure, powerful, unyielding love that can lift you from the depths and transform an entire life. This love is not merely a feeling, it is the language of heaven, the breath of my being, the rhythm of my heart placed within you. I want you to love with everything within you without holding back, without fearing pain, without keeping parts of yourself hidden out of concern that giving too much will leave you empty. Love never impoverishes you. Love expands your soul, strengthens your spirit, and shapes you to resemble me. Love yourself first, not with selfish pride, but with the lens through which I look at you as a treasured creation, a soul of great worth, a bearer of my imprint. When you learn to love yourself through my perspective, you will no longer condemn yourself, belittle yourself, or see yourself as a burden or a mistake. You will recognize that you are worthy of forgiveness, of healing, of support, and of stepping into a new season. And from that foundation of love, I want you to love others. Love them when they are kind, and love them when they are not. Love them when they understand you, and love them when they misunderstand you. Love them when they steady you, and even more when they become the very challenge that stretches your heart. Anyone can love when circumstances are easy, but to love when things are difficult is the sign of a heart that has been touched by the Holy Spirit. Some people pass through your life like gentle breezes, while others arrive like fierce storms. No matter the form they take, love them, not because they always deserve it, but because the love that flows from me through you never runs dry. Every time you choose love over anger, forgiveness over retaliation, healing over harming, you stand with me. You declare to the darkness that it cannot win. You declare to heaven that you understand the priceless value of what I have placed within you. My child, Love is not weakness. Love is power. Love keeps you from being chained by bitterness. Love opens doors that resentment slams shut. Love frees you from burdens others tried to place on your shoulders. Love does not make you smaller. It transforms you into the very flame I breathed into your life. Have you ever realized that when you love, you open a door for me to step into that situation? It is through your compassion that I work. It is through your gentleness that I touch hearts long grown cold. It is through your patience that I heal wounds others are too afraid to face. You are the bridge I use to enter the lives of those around you. And you do not yet understand how powerful that truly is. I have placed light inside you, not for you to hide, but for you to shine. You are a lighthouse in the dark sea. Not every ship will see your beam, but for those who are lost, your light may be the only thing that keeps them alive. Never underestimate the impact of the light you carry. A gentle word you speak may pull someone back from the edge of despair. A smile you offer may restore hope to a day collapsing around someone. A small act of kindness from you may redirect the entire path of a soul. Your loving actions create ripples that travel farther than you know. You cannot see their full reach, but I can. You do not realize how far your small acts have gone, but I do. You believe you are planting only one seed, but I see an entire harvest. For in my kingdom, no good work is invisible. No beam of light is too faint. No loving gesture is meaningless. Remember, this love does not only help others, it fortifies your own soul. Love teaches you to see the world through my eyes. Love protects you from falling into the trap of bitterness. Love enables you to rise from seasons of brokenness without turning your heart to stone. Love keeps your heart soft enough to hear my voice, yet strong enough to resist the suffocation of darkness. My beloved, look at what the world is truly longing for. Not money, not achievement, not status. The world is starving for love, the kind of love that is unconditional, uncalculated, and free of demands. Society may ignore it, but the human soul never stops searching for it. When you enter a room, my genuine love in you enters with you. When you speak, your words infused with my love reach places the mind cannot reach. When you touch someone who is hurting, my love within you becomes a stream of healing. This is why I have placed you in a weary world, so that you may become the difference. Not a difference that shouts loudly, but one that carries depth. When others judge, you love. When others doubt, you believe. When others grow cold, you remain warm. When others condemn, you forgive. When others choose darkness, you choose to be a source of light. My precious child, listen deeply to your heart, for there are truths that cannot be heard with the ears, but must be received with a soul open before me. What I am about to tell you is not simply to inform you about the future, nor to stir fear, but to prepare you with clarity, a clarity not born of human knowledge, but of timeless wisdom, of the very life that flows from me. These words are not spoken casually. They are golden threads I am weaving into your story, guiding your steps so you will never stray from the path that was prepared for you from the beginning. My child, you must understand that in every message I send, there are always two parts. One part comes to lift you up, and the other comes to awaken you, to pull your soul back into alignment whenever it begins to drift from its original design. My warnings are not rebukes, they are signs of love. For I only warn those who belong to me, those I guard, those I desire to protect from dangerous paths they cannot see for themselves. See my warnings as the streetlights that guide you through the darkness. A person walking in the light never questions why the lamp is there, but someone accustomed to the dark will think the light is an irritation. I shine upon your path not to expose you, but to shield you. I speak ahead of time, not to make you anxious about the future, but to prepare your heart, because the outcome of a new season depends not only on what I do, but also on how you respond. My child, I give you choice. The choice to stand firm or turn back, the choice to listen and respond, or listen and disregard, the choice to walk into your destiny, or to watch it from a distance. Every gentle warning I set before you is an opportunity for you to adjust your steps, much like a sailor adjusts the sails when the wind changes direction. If you ignore it, you will grow weary fighting against those winds. But if you respond, you will be carried into a land you never dreamed could be yours. The nudges of the Holy Spirit never appear without purpose. When your heart suddenly feels unsettled without a clear explanation, when a thought returns again and again, when you sense the need to pause, reassess, or realign, this is the Spirit whispering. You think it is merely intuition, but truly it is the language of heaven. It is how I pull you away from cliffs you have not yet noticed, how I steer you from snares you do not yet perceive, and how I lead you into the safety I have already prepared. Do not overlook the small reminders. The quiet corrections are the reins of love. When a child is about to stumble, a mother does not shout to frighten them. She gently calls, "Be careful, little one." In the same way, I call your name not to alarm you, but to keep you from harm. My voice is not meant to make you tremble. My voice is an invitation, an urging for you to return close to me, where you are safest. My child, one of the signs of spiritual maturity is the ability to recognize that every warning is a gift. The careless see warnings as burdens. The wise see warnings as preparation. The hardened think warnings are limitations. The humble know they are protection. To which group do you belong? Are you among those who allow me to teach them gently, or among those who only listen when the consequences have already unfolded? I want you to learn to live with your eyes wide open, not with natural sight, but with the eyes of your soul, so you may see what others cannot, so you may hear my voice when others hear only the noise of the world, so you may discern my signs even before your circumstances shift, so you may walk ahead, understand ahead, and prepare ahead like the wise servant who keeps the lamp burning through the night. There are things I warn you about before they happen, not because I intend to remove all challenges, but because I want your heart steady when they come. Trials are not your enemy. Trials are instruments. But if you are not spiritually prepared, you will mistake trials as evidence that I have abandoned you, when in truth, they are proof that you are walking in the right direction. Many times you ask me, "Why do you warn me about this?" And I tell you, because I love you, because I want you to enter your new season not with fear, but with clarity, not with trembling steps, but with firm footing, not with uncertainty, but with the confidence of one who knows exactly where they are going. My child, you must grasp this deeply. Every warning is an expression of love. When a person is cautioned, it is a sign that they are cared for. When a soul is awakened, it is evidence that the soul has value. I do not warn those I have abandoned. I warn those I intend to raise higher, lead further, and strengthen beyond what they have ever been before. I have placed within you an ability that not everyone possesses, the ability to perceive spiritual movements before they manifest in the physical world. This is not the oversensitivity you once thought it was. It is a gift. It is the mark of one who has been chosen. It is the flame within you that grows more radiant each day, sharpening your soul to sense what others cannot see. And, my child, remember this: you are not warned so that you may flee. You are warned so that you may prepare. You are not warned so that you may fear. You are warned so that you may grow stronger. You are not warned so that you may retreat. You are warned so that you may step forward with greater fullness. Even the smallest adjustment can save you from an unnecessary chapter of pain. and every step you take in harmony with the leading of the Holy Spirit draws you closer to the destiny I engraved for you long before you entered the world. My child, there is a word written in Proverbs 3:6. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Do you see? All I ask of you is to recognize, to listen, to respond. The rest is mine to carry. You are not required to reshape the world on your own. You are simply called to walk in the light I give you, and I will complete every other part on your behalf. Let my words become the compass that directs your steps. Let my reminders become the walls that guard your path. Let my warnings become the wings that lift you above the dark places where others become trapped. Let my gentle nudges become the rhythm your soul follows as you move forward. My beloved child, listen closely. This time I warn you not to frighten you, but to fortify you. I prepare you not so you may run, but so you may step into your destiny with clarity. What I speak to you today is a gift meant to be carried into your tomorrow. My beloved, there are things I want you to understand deeply, not with a limited mind, but with a soul open to truth. The world you inhabit is far vaster than what the natural eye can perceive. Beneath the currents of daily life conversations, events, fleeting emotions flow countless invisible streams. They are more subtle than any wind, deeper than any ocean, and they continually influence your life. Some of these streams come from me, carrying peace, encouragement, and illumination, but others come from the shadows, cloaked in fear, doubt, exhaustion, and temptation. Do not assume the things you face are mere coincidences. Nothing is random. In the realm of the Spirit, everything has a source. A word that wounds your heart, an incident that leaves you discouraged, a door that abruptly closes, a morning when you awaken with heaviness for no clear reason. These are not mere emotions, nor are they simply circumstances. They are invisible currents attempting to pull you off the path I have marked for you. Some things I allow in order to teach you. Some I permit to strengthen you. But there are others, subtle attacks hidden beneath the ordinary rhythms of life that arrive like invisible arrows aimed at your trust. If you cannot distinguish them, you will confuse testing with traps, discipline with assault, and the things I use to build you with the things the enemy uses to break you. What I want you to understand is this: I never allow you to face these forces without preparing you first. A wise father does not let his child step into deep waters without warning him of the waves. A loving mother does not allow her child to walk alone into danger without instruction. And I, your Creator, will not leave you unprotected in the storms of the spiritual realm. I know how sharp the attacks can be. I know the sensitivity of your heart. I know how easily wounded your spirit can become. And that is why I warn you before anything draws near. These warnings are rarely loud or dramatic. They often come softly and subtly, like a whisper carried by the wind, a feeling you cannot explain, a lack of peace when you are about to step into something, a strange dream, a Bible verse that suddenly echoes within your thoughts, a gentle reminder spoken through another person. All of these are signs I send not to frighten you, but to prepare you, because if I do not prepare you, the currents of the world will pull you under. You will find yourself overwhelmed, unsure of why the exhaustion arrived. You will think you are growing weak, when in reality you are being attacked in areas you have not guarded. You will believe your faith is failing, when in truth you simply have not yet put on the armor of discernment. My child, I warn you not because you are weak, but because you are precious. I warn you not because you are fragile, but because your future carries too much weight to be left unguarded. You were appointed to go far, to touch things of great significance, to become a light in spaces where darkness is striving to take hold. I will not allow any storm to steal what I have planted within you. That is why I let you see a glimpse of what is coming, not so you may fear tomorrow, but so you can stand firm when the moment arrives. Remember, this foreknowledge is protection. Seeing in advance is blessing. Hearing ahead of time is love. I do not reveal everything to you, but I give you enough so that you will not stumble. There are moments when you quietly sense that something is not right. You see nothing with your natural eyes, yet your spirit feels the shift. That is not your imagination. That is the Holy Spirit sounding an alarm. Sometimes you are about to step into something, yet a deep unrest rises inside you and causes you to pause. That is not ordinary hesitation. That is the sign that I am pulling you away from a trap you cannot see. There are mornings when you wake up with a weight upon your heart without any reason you can explain. That is not a mood. That is a signal that your spirit is preparing for a battle that requires prayer, steadiness, and vigilance. My child, I have never abandoned you before a storm. I constantly adjust you, guide you, and prepare you. I never let you walk into a trial empty-handed. I equip you with forewarning, an invisible gift far stronger than any visible weapon. Beloved child, there are things woven into the order of the universe that human eyes have never touched, movements far beyond the reach of reason, yet deeply intertwined with every person's life. You are living in a world shaped not only by what you see, but by the invisible rhythms, sacred patterns I established since the dawn of creation. Everything has its cycle, sunrise and sunset, sowing and reaping, silence and proclamation, rain and sunshine. Nothing is random, and nothing unfolds outside the stream I have ordained. Therefore, when I warn you, when I whisper into your heart that something is drawing near, do not take it as intimidation. Take it as an invitation to align yourself with the very heartbeat of heaven. Understand this: those who live unaware of these sacred cycles will always be caught off guard when storms arrive. They will be swept away, pushed around, or crushed by things they could have overcome had they listened earlier. But you are not one who drifts through life blindly. You are one whom I am teaching step by step, rhythm by rhythm, signal by signal. You are called to live awake, to discern the wind's shifting direction, to recognize the beginning of a new season even before it touches the natural realm. When I warn you, it is not empty speech. It is the sounding bell of a season changing. There are seasons of expansion and seasons of restraint, seasons for running swiftly and seasons for slowing down, times when I propel you forward and times when I hold you back to refine you. If you cannot distinguish the timing, you will exhaust yourself by running when you should rest, or fall behind because you paused when you should have pressed on. I warn you so that you do not move out of rhythm, so you do not lose step with the breath of the Holy Spirit. My warnings are like distant drums signaling an approaching army, or like the shift of the wind foretelling a summer rain. I do not warn you to frighten you, but to prepare you. A prepared heart is a heart that can never be defeated. When you know what is coming, you can stand tall in the midst of storms, unshaken and unwavering. And in that very posture, the trial transforms into an opportunity for you to witness how great your strength is when it is rooted in me. My child, you do not live in a silent world. You live in the midst of spiritual movements that never cease. When the pressure increases, it is not always natural pressure. Sometimes it is the mark that you are entering a deeper layer of your assignment. When you sense that something is about to happen, it is not a vague intuition. It is the reminder I place within your spirit so that your heart stays tender and open to my leading. Those who know how to listen recognize that trials are not enemies. They are tests designed to elevate the soul, training grounds that prepare you for greater things ahead. Before every shift in the seasons, the earth must tremble. Before every seed breaks through, its shell must crack open. And before every significant stage in your life, there will always be a subtle trembling in the spiritual realm, a gentle wind signaling that change is approaching. My child, those who honor warnings are different from those who merely react to life. A person who cherishes warning is like a keeper of lamps in the night, always keeping oil ready in the jar. When the appointed time comes, they do not rush to find their light, nor do they panic or lose their balance. They simply rise and step forward, because their preparation was done long before the moment arrived. And that is what I desire in you as well: preparation rooted in peace, readiness grounded in clarity, not haste, not turmoil, not fear, only a deep awakening, a steady awareness that I am leading you through every season of your soul and every chapter of your journey. Look back at the moments when I warned you in the past, the times when intuition made you pause, the times when you felt a strange prompting to turn a different direction, the times when you could not explain why I asked you to wait or why I urged you to move faster. All of these moments led you to where you stand today. Not one of my warnings was wasted. Not one signal was accidental. Each one was a thread woven into the invisible stream of the divine flow surrounding your life. You must understand this: those who walk in harmony with me sense things long before others ever see them. Those who are attuned to me are never surprised when a season changes, because they have already recognized it in their spirit. Those who walk with me do not fear trials, because they know that trials are signs of elevation. My child, the obstacles appearing before you are not meant to block you. They are meant to build strength within you. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, but to forge you the way a blacksmith heats iron before shaping it into a sharp weapon. You are not thrown into the fire to be destroyed. You are placed there to be refined. When you understand this, you will not complain when storms come. You will not lose heart when delays appear. You will not be confused when the path suddenly becomes difficult. Instead, you will look at challenges and recognize, this is my opportunity to rise. This is my season of refinement. This is the time I step into new maturity. And my child, I tell you this so you will know that trials are not evidence that I have abandoned you. On the contrary, they are evidence that I am preparing you for something greater. No one enters a glorious season without first walking through a season of training. No one enters fullness without being refined. No one walks into victory without confronting battle. You are not walking alone. You are moving in rhythm with my own flow. When the wind shifts, I will tell you. When the season turns, I will whisper it into your heart. When an old door closes, I will show you the new one opening. When trials draw near, I will prepare you beforehand so that you may stand firm, so that you may not panic, and so that you may step into the future with a confidence that comes from heaven itself. Those who know how to listen recognize that trials are not enemies. They are tests designed to elevate the soul, training grounds that prepare you for greater things ahead. Before every shift in the seasons, the earth must tremble. Before every seed breaks through, its shell must crack open. And before every significant stage in your life, there will always be a subtle trembling in the spiritual realm, a gentle wind signaling that change is approaching. My child, those who honor warnings are different from those who merely react to life. A person who cherishes warning is like a keeper of lamps in the night, always keeping oil ready in the jar. When the appointed time comes, they do not rush to find their light, nor do they panic or lose their balance. They simply rise and step forward, because their preparation was done long before the moment arrived. And that is what I desire in you as well: preparation rooted in peace, readiness grounded in clarity, not haste, not turmoil, not fear, only a deep awakening, a steady awareness that I am leading you through every season of your soul and every chapter of your journey. Look back at the moments when I warned you in the past, the times when intuition made you pause, the times when you felt a strange prompting to turn a different direction, the times when you could not explain why I asked you to wait or why I urged you to move faster. All of these moments led you to where you stand today. Not one of my warnings was wasted. Not one signal was accidental. Each one was a thread woven into the invisible stream of the divine flow surrounding your life. You must understand this. Those who walk in harmony with me sense things long before others ever see them. Those who are attuned to me are never surprised when a season changes, because they have already recognized it in their spirit. Those who walk with me do not fear trials, because they know that trials are signs of elevation. My child, the obstacles appearing before you are not meant to block you. They are meant to build strength within you. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, but to forge you the way a blacksmith heats iron before shaping it into a sharp weapon. You are not thrown into the fire to be destroyed. You are placed there to be refined. When you understand this, you will not complain when storms come. You will not lose heart when delays appear. You will not be confused when the path suddenly becomes difficult. Instead, you will look at challenges and recognize, this is my opportunity to rise. This is my season of refinement. This is the time I step into new maturity. And my child, I tell you this so you will know that trials are not evidence that I have abandoned you. On the contrary, they are evidence that I am preparing you for something greater. No one enters a glorious season without first walking through a season of training. No one enters fullness without being refined. No one walks into victory without confronting battle. You are not walking alone. You are moving in rhythm with my own flow. When the wind shifts, I will tell you. When the season turns, I will whisper it into your heart. When an old door closes, I will show you the new one opening. When trials draw near, I will prepare you beforehand so that you may stand firm, so that you may not panic, and so that you may step into the future with a confidence that comes from heaven itself. Awakening keeps you from falling into the traps of emotion. When I warn you, it is the moment I extend my hand toward you to pull you away from the illusions the world has constructed. Human eyes see only what rises to the surface, but spiritual eyes perceive what lies beneath. When you understand this, you will no longer be shaken by external influences. You will stop evaluating everything solely by what your eyes can observe, and instead discern by what the Holy Spirit confirms within your heart. Awakening is your invisible armor. When you are awake, you can detect words that seem harmless, yet carry poisonous arrows. You can recognize opportunities that look sweet but are snares in disguise. You can sense relationships that appear close but serve as gateways for harm. Awakening teaches you to close the doors that must be closed, open the ones that must be opened, and stand firm in every season. It is like an anchor that keeps you steady in the stormy sea of life. Those who are not awake will be swept away by emotional tides, pulled by careless words, and lost in fear. But those who are awake are like people with a strong center of gravity. They are not pushed forward or backward by sudden changes. They maintain inner order even when everything around them is unraveling. My child, I do not want you to be awake only in difficult moments. I want you to be awake at all times, in joy, in quiet seasons, and even on days that seem entirely ordinary, because it is in the ordinary that I do extraordinary things. Awakening helps you notice the small miracles, the fingerprints I leave on every moment. Unseen by the inattentive, I know there are days when you are tired and tempted to drift, days when you only want to go through life half-heartedly. But my child, that is precisely when you need awakening the most. For the enemy does not strike when you are strongest, it strikes when you are weary. And I warn you not to make you anxious, but to shield you from unexpected blows. Let awakening become your breath natural, continuous, gentle, yet unceasing. Do not strain yourself trying to stay awake. Let awakening flow into you from the love I have for you. True awakening is not born from fear. It is born from trust. True awakening does not come from tightening your grip. It arises from the clear awareness that I am right here. As Ephesians 5:1-4 reminds us, awake, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Do you see, light does not shine on those who remain in slumber. It shines on those who open their eyes, who rise, who step into the truth I have given. My beloved child, open your heart wide as you listen to these words, for they were not spoken merely to comfort you, but to reshape the way you walk amid a world full of shifting winds. I know well the fragile nature of humanity, easily distracted by trivial things, easily captivated by noise, easily complacent when life seems stable, and easily forgetful of the lessons I taught during difficult seasons. I understand how your mind works. I know the dark corners not yet healed, the weak places where the slightest touch causes you to tremble. That is why I repeat my warnings, not because you do not hear me, but because I want them engraved into your soul so that when the winds change, you are not carried away. These warnings, my child, are never excessive. They are like the repeated toll of a bell at night, reminding the watchman that the night is not over, the battle has not ended, and the enemy still lurks. Humans tend to let their guard down when the seas grow calm, and it is precisely then that danger moves most quietly. Even when you feel strong, even invincible, those are the moments I must remind you to stay awake. For confidence placed in the wrong things can become a snare. I do not warn you to frighten you, but to strengthen the spiritual core within you. I repeat my words to forge your awareness the way a blacksmith strikes again and again to sharpen a blade. I remind you not because the battle appears intense, but because the battle is ongoing, unseen yet real. The spiritual realm has never been still, even when the surface of life looks quiet. Invisible currents are at work, pushing, pulling, testing, and refining. You often think that danger only arrives when your life is shaken. But, my child, danger often comes disguised in tranquility. A flattering word can strike at the weakness of pride. A day without challenges can lull you into spiritual sleep. A season of ease can make you forget your dependence on me. I know this better than anyone. That is why I must remind you again and again. Your alertness cannot be temporary. It must become a habit, a breath, the very way you live each day. My child, attentiveness is your shield. It guards your mind from the subtle thoughts that slip in and weaken your soul. It keeps you from impulsive decisions that could shift the entire direction of your life. It enables you to pause at the right moment, turn back at the right time, and step forward at the right season. Attentiveness is not an obsession. It is intentionality. It is choosing to stand in the light instead of walking in the shadows. It is living with constant awareness of my presence, not as a distant idea, but as the very source of life that covers you in every moment. When you are attentive, you begin to notice what others overlook. You catch the smallest signals I send. You sense the movement of the Spirit long before your circumstances change. And it is this sensitivity that keeps you from being caught off guard, overwhelmed, or shaken when trials come. Discernment, my child, is your strength, not physical strength, not intellectual strength, but the strength that comes from understanding what is taking place in the unseen realm. When you discern, you are not deceived by appearances. You are not fooled by sweet things that last only a moment. You do not fall into traps disguised as attractive doors that lead only to pain. Discernment allows you to walk with open eyes, with a watchful soul, with a heart bound to me. Understand that spiritual wakefulness does not come once and remain forever. It is built daily like lighting a lamp each evening so the flame never dies. When you train your heart to listen to my voice, you strengthen your spiritual discipline. And that discipline becomes the frame that keeps you standing even when the whole world trembles. I know there are days when you grow weary, moments when you feel you cannot maintain this wakefulness any longer. But, my child, wakefulness is not sustained by your strength alone. It is the result of walking with me. When you draw near to me, every spiritual sense naturally opens. When you dwell in my presence, every lie becomes obvious, and every unseen arrow is broken before it reaches you. Many times I repeat myself, not because you do not understand, but because I am laying a foundation in you that cannot be shaken. A house built on rock cannot be completed in a single day. It requires layer upon layer. Likewise, a strong soul is not formed from one revelation alone, but from repeated reminders, gentle corrections, and steady, loving warnings. Remember this, I do not warn you because I doubt you. I warn you because I believe in you, because I know you have the strength to endure, the wisdom to listen, and the maturity to respond. My child, listen to what I speak through 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober-minded and alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. I tell you this not to frighten you, but so you may understand that wakefulness is the weapon of the strong. Nurture this wakefulness each day in prayer, in quiet reflection, in the way you respond to circumstances, and in the way you listen for my voice. When wakefulness becomes your way of life, then even when the world shifts, you remain steady. When every door closes, you stay at peace because you know I am opening another. When uncertainty appears, you do not fear, for your spiritual intuition has already been prepared. And when storms rise, you will no longer be the one who runs, but the one who stands, one whom the storm cannot overthrow. My beloved child, there is something I want to engrave deeply into your soul, that every moment in your life does not arrive by accident, nor does it unfold as randomly as you once believed. The moments that seem sudden, the changes that come without warning, the turning points that leave you confused. In truth, each one has been placed precisely where it belongs, on the timeline I designed for you. You are not living inside a chaotic cycle. You are walking within a sacred map I have drawn in advance, where every detail has been weighed, measured, and arranged with a wisdom far beyond human understanding. I am never rushed, and I am never late. I move with the certainty of the one who created time itself, and it is I who decides when a door opens, when a season closes, when you must pause to breathe, and when you must walk swiftly to grasp an opportunity before it passes. Therefore, when I whisper into your heart, when I stir your thoughts with gentle signs, or when I allow you to sense a subtle shift within your spirit, it is never random. It is a loving warning, a tender reminder I send before true changes begin to unfold. It is the way I give you an advantage that only those who walk with me can receive. You do not have to run in the dark, nor wander blindly among your choices, nor live in fearful surprise like those who do not know me. You can move ahead of your circumstances because I reveal things to you beforehand. You can ready your heart before the wind begins to blow. You can strengthen your faith before the trial knocks at your door. You can realign your direction before your steps drift off course. And all of this happens when you are willing to listen. Do you know why I want you to be sensitive to timing? Because timing is part of the miracle. There are doors that, if you arrive too early, you will see nothing, but if you arrive too late, you will miss an entire season of blessing. There are seasons of favor that do not repeat, There are movements that occur only once in a lifetime. There are heavenly moments like a delicate breeze. Only those who are awake can feel them and reach out to catch them. That is why I teach you obedience, not obedience rooted in fear, but obedience that helps you move in step with me, walking in harmony with the rhythm of heaven. True obedience is not an act of weakness. It is the advantage of those who believe, hear, and act before the world forces them to change. Real obedience begins when you respond to my voice before your circumstances demand a reaction. Some only come to me when the storm is already broken upon them. But those who belong to me, those who are sharp in the spirit, rise up, prepare, adjust, and stand ready, even when I have only whispered the very first hint. That is why they not only survive the storms, but navigate them like wise sailors. They do not fear the winds of change, because they know they are not steering their vessel alone. They do not panic when the waters rise, because long before the waves touch the edge of their boat, I have already told them to tighten the ropes. There are moments when I do not want you to move quickly. I want you to stop. There are moments when I do not want you to remain silent. I want you to lift up your voice in prayer. There are seasons when I do not want you to act. I want you to observe. And there are also seasons when I urge you to move swiftly. Because if you delay even a little, the opportunity you have long awaited will slip from your grasp. Your spiritual life does not operate according to human logic. It moves according to the rhythm of the Spirit. This requires you to learn how to listen, not merely with your ears, but with your soul, with your sensitivity, with the gift of discernment I have placed within you. Remember this: the timing I choose is always beautiful, even when it is not always comfortable. I may open a door when you feel emotionally unprepared, yet spiritually matured. I may close a door while you still feel attached to it, yet I know it no longer holds life for you. I may push you into a new journey while you cling to what is familiar, but every movement is for your good, and every shift is orchestrated on a timeline that only I can see from beginning to end. When I warn you, it is not to frighten you, it is to give you the chance to step ahead of fear. When I ask you to prepare, it is not because I doubt your strength, it is because I want you to stand firm above your circumstances. When I urge you to pray, it is not because my power is lacking, it is because prayer unlocks heavenly realities that remain sealed if you stay silent. And when I nudge you to change, it is not to burden you, it is to lead you into the better version of yourself, the version that has been waiting for so long to be revealed. You cannot see every dimension of the timing I choose, but you can trust that I orchestrate all things at the right moment. When you feel as though you are moving too slowly, it is because I am preventing you from stepping into failure. When you feel delayed, it is because I am shielding you from something you are not yet ready to face. When it seems a door has closed too soon, it is because I am keeping you from a path that would have wounded you. And when you enter a new season faster than you expected, it is because I know that if you lingered even a little longer, fear would hold your feet captive forever. There are times when you ask me to speed something up, yet I slow it down so your heart can be healed first. There are times when you ask me to open the way, yet I strengthen your faith before allowing you to walk through it. There are times when you ask me to change your circumstances, yet I desire to transform you before transforming what is around you. Everything is about timing, and I am the Lord of that timing. Miche 7:7 says, "But as for me, I will look to the Lord, I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me." That is the posture I long for you to keep when you cannot understand why I move quickly or slowly, why I open or close, why I push forward or ask you to wait. I desire that you receive my timing with reverence. If I say go, then go. If I say stop, then stop. If I say wait, then wait in peace. If I say prepare, then gather your strength, steady your heart, and be ready. For you are not simply someone drifting through the flow of life. You are one who walks according to the rhythm of heaven. And whoever walks in the cadence of heaven will remain unshaken, no matter how fierce the winds may grow. My child, you are not merely called to survive each season. You are called to navigate them with wisdom from above. You are not merely called to avoid the storm. You are called to sail through its very center without fear. You are not merely called to wait for the right moment. You are called to step at the right moment. When you understand the sacred rhythm I am teaching you, you will live a life not only filled with peace, but also filled with power, the power of obedience, the power of discernment, the power of one who knows that their life rests securely in the hands of the one who governs all times and seasons. Now pray this, O Father. Awaken my spirit so I will not live as one who sleeps through the unseen movements of this world. Give me eyes that can see beyond what is visible, and open my ears to hear your voice, even in the simplest moments. Grant me an awakened heart that recognizes every signal, every warning, every reminder you send. Teach me to live with intention, to walk in your presence, and to remain sensitive to the leading of the Holy Spirit. May my spirit never grow dull, but always stay awake, harmonizing with the rhythm of heaven. Father, place within me the gift of discernment that comes from the Spirit, so I may see through every surface and recognize what is true and what is false. Help me distinguish your voice from the voice of the world, truth from deception dressed in sweetness. Strengthen my soul so I am not shaken by subtle attacks, and let heavenly discernment become my daily strength. Lord, prepare my spirit, my mind, and my emotions for what I have not yet seen. Keep me from being caught off guard when seasons shift, when challenges arise, or when new doors open. Grant me peace in every transition, for I know you never lead me into anything without equipping me first. May your guidance go before me like the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. Father, when the winds rise and spiritual tests draw near, please place steadfastness within my soul. Keep me from panic, from wavering, and from unnecessary emotional reactions. Turn every trial into a lesson, every obstacle into a stepping stone, and every pressure into an opportunity for me to mature in faith. Help me understand that when storms come, you yourself are the shelter that can never be shaken or destroyed. Lord, teach me to keep my heart pure and tender. Protect me from complacency, from forgetfulness, and from the distractions that could pull me away from the path you have marked for me. Remind me each day so that my spirit does not grow weary but remains in a state of holy vigilance. Help me stay aware that even in moments of peace, the enemy looks for opportunities, and may my heart be guarded by the very awareness that comes from you. Beloved Father, give me discerning spiritual ears so that I may hear your voice clearly, even when it comes as softly as a gentle whisper. Keep me from confusing your prompting with the stirrings of emotion. Shape me into a person who listens deeply, who recognizes your signals, and who responds with wisdom rather than reacting impulsively. Teach me to seek your voice above every voice in the world around me. Lord, let me perceive the rhythms and seasons of the Spirit in which I currently stand. Grant me insight to know when to move quickly, when to pause, and when to look inward. Teach me to move in harmony with the shifting work you are doing in my life, neither rushing ahead nor falling behind. Help me enter the new season fully prepared, spiritually awake, and with a humble heart that is always ready. O God, pour your love into my heart so that I may walk without fear. Let your love erase every worry, every confusion, and every old wound. Grant me the courage that comes from knowing I am protected. Fill me with deep compassion for myself and for the people you have placed in my life. May every action I take reflect the love that flows from heaven. Father, Keep me from the distractions of the world. Help me not to chase the noise, nor to be pulled away by things that have no meaning. Teach me to choose what is right, to remain focused on the purpose you have given me, and to refuse anything that draws me off course. Give me a steady mind and a heart centered on you alone. Lord, help me build the habit of seeking you every single day. Shape me through prayer, through quiet stillness, and through the meditation of your word. Make spiritual discipline an inner strength, so that I am not shaken by circumstances but remain grounded on the firm foundation of truth. Teach me to nourish my spirit as faithfully as one who tends a sacred flame that must never go out. Lord, grant me wakefulness not only in moments of need but in every moment of my life. Let this alertness become an invisible armor that protects me from subtle traps, from arrows in flight, and from every deception of the enemy. Help me remain in the light even when darkness tries to cover me, and let me never forget that you are the light that leads my steps. Father, I surrender every thought, every plan, and every desire at your feet. I yield to your leading, your correction, your warnings, and your direction. Teach me to respond to each of your callings with complete obedience. Help me know that you are the one who always goes before me, always protects me, always loves me, and always holds good intentions for my life. Let me live each day in awareness, in wisdom, in peace, and in the steadfast strength that only you can provide. Eternal Father, cover me under the shelter of your divine canopy, that I may not only be protected in my body but also guarded in my spirit and in my thoughts. Hide me beneath the shadow of your wings when unseen forces attempt to find their way toward my soul. Block every scheme of darkness, every deceptive whisper not from you, and every door that does not belong to your will. Teach me to dwell in your presence each day. Just as Psalm 9:1-4 declares, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Lord, protect me from my own weaknesses, from the moments when weariness makes my spirit vulnerable, from the confusion that blinds my discernment, and from the heaviness that causes me to choose the wrong path. Place a sacred hedge around my mind so that no negative thought can penetrate. Cover my decisions with your light, that every step I take may be guided by your Holy Spirit. Guard my family, those I love, and even my future. May your protection be an impenetrable armor, and may my heart rest in perfect peace, knowing that you are my everlasting fortress. Loving Father, grant me a steadfast spirit so that I do not abandon the journey when the trials become overwhelming. Plant within me the conviction of one who knows they are called, prepared, and led by your hand. There are moments when my strength fades and I feel tempted to give up. But Lord, lift me again and remind me that this journey is not a sprint, it is a long, enduring race, and I do not run alone. For you are right beside me. Teach me to stand firm in unsettled days, to persevere in silent seasons, and to remain faithful in times when no results appear. Give me strength so I am not pulled backward by exhaustion, not defeated by meaningless detours, and not blinded by the illusions of the world. Help me understand that endurance is the doorway to the great things you have prepared for me. May I not allow discouragement to take root, but let hope become the very breath of my soul each day. Almighty God, I come before you asking that you renew my spirit day by day. Replace old thoughts with new wisdom. Wash away old fears with fresh courage. Remove habits that bear no fruit, and plant within me practices that lead to spiritual growth. Take away every form of complacency, every tendency to drift into slumber, and every hidden corner I have tried to keep for myself. Transform those places into fertile ground where your life can grow and flourish. Father, Let my renewal not be superficial, but flow from the deepest places of my soul. Make me a new vessel ready to carry new wine. Teach me to lay down what is outdated so I can step into the season you are opening. Give me a heart willing to change, ears willing to hear, eyes willing to see, and feet willing to follow the new direction you are preparing. Let this renewal spread through every area of my life, my thoughts, my habits, my rest, my speech, my relationships, and my path forward. Transform me into a creation marked by the imprint of heaven, continuously refined, continuously elevated, and continuously renewed to align with your divine purpose for my life. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong and growing community of faith,